In March 2023, panic gripped the society. Many people lost their money. It was truly frightening. The world's second most popular stablecoin, called USDC, lost its link to the dollar. As a result, the price of USDC dropped by 20% in a moment. Many people started to sell coins in fear. As we can see, even stablecoin turned out to be unstable. This begs the question, if USDC collapsed, what will happen to the world's most popular stablecoin called USDT? When will this depeg and scam start? How to prepare yourself for this end of the world so that your money depreciates as little as possible? These and other questions I will deal with in today's video. And my name is Ilya, and I know what Bitcoin is. Let's get started. First, let's break down the reason for the depeg USDC that happened a year ago. Any stablecoin keeps its link to the dollar because of the collateral behind it. The collateral can be with real dollars, securities, or even other cryptocurrencies. This means that having one stable coin, you can always make an exchange for its collateral. That is, for the same dollar that is behind it, a crypto or a security. Because of this, holders of stable coins have the belief and faith that the coin is really worth $1. What happens if this security is removed? Then the coin will lose its connection to the dollar, and the people who own the coin will realize that they will get nothing in return for one coin. And of course, they will start selling it as quickly as possible to sell it as high as possible. This is what happened with the USDC in March 2023. At the time, the American bank Silicon Valley Bank went bankrupt. This meant that the bank could not pay out money to its depositors. And the connection between the bank and USDC was that this bank held some of the collateral for this cryptocurrency. This led people to realize that USDC is no longer worth $1. After all, if the bank does not issue this collateral, then the USDC team will not get their money, and therefore the holder of the coin will not be able to get it, because of which the USDC started to sell sharply. The price dropped to almost 80 cents. Against the backdrop of these events, there have been a number of developments in the cryptocurrency market. Smaller stablecoins, such as DAI, which is the third largest stablecoin in the world, began to fall in value. DAI was and is now partially backed by the USDC. Its price has similarly fallen to about 80 cents. On the contrary, USDT coins started gaining in value and became worth 10% more. That's how good stablecoins are, friends. USDT rose in price because people were selling USDC and buying USDT in a panic. And you know what the best part is? The price charts have been cleaned up, and now you won't find this drop on CoinMarketCap and other sites. But the internet remembers everything. There are many videos from that period on YouTube. But this is not the end of interesting stories. Exchanges at that time began to create a real lawlessness. For example, the exchange Kraken in a moment raised the price of Bitcoin to $46,000. And at that time, Bitcoin was traded at a price of $20,000. The same thing happened with altcoins. They went up in price. People who lost their money on USDC were forced to buy Bitcoin or altcoins at prices that were above market. This degree of lawlessness amazes me. USDC holders were truly raped. However, the whole situation in this case ended more or less well. The money from the bank was recovered and the USDC rate returned to normal. But a positive ending to a story like this is more like the exception to the rule. Usually it ends in a complete collapse. If you're new to crypto and only got in on the current bull market, you probably haven't heard of a coin like Terra Luna. It was once a project with its own stablecoin with a capitalization size of $20 billion. In 1 week, that stablecoin collapsed to 1 cent and that coin was never recovered again. People lost $20 billion, that's the money that was in that coin. This didn't happen that long ago, around the end of 2022. Another similar example, the story of the stable coin USDN. This coin was smaller in terms of capitalization and popularity, and it also lost its connection to the dollar at one point and now trades at 4 cents. Another example, a coin called BUSD. It was a stable coin from Binance, which now no longer exists. The US government shut down that project. Fortunately, people didn't lose money, they were able to withdraw it. It was quite a large stable coin at that time. It was in the top 3. And that's where we'll stop for now, because further information will be useful closer to the end of the video, when we will already put together a complete picture of what is happening depeg or scam USDT. At the moment, we see that after a while stablecoins more often fall in value than not. And the question arises, is this possible with the main big boss of stablecoin USDT? And if so, what to do when you suddenly find yourself in such a situation? Unfortunately, depeg or even scam is not calculated in advance. Many people have another question. What is this fabulous cryptocurrency, where $1 may not be worth a real $1? This is a lot of risks. How to save yourself from them? Now I will try to explain this general concept in 1 minute. The other day I decided to calculate the size of my estimated future pension if I had continued to be employed as I was before my cryptocurrency hobby. It turns out that by the age of 60, my pension would be approximately 1,157. That said, I would have had to work for 40 years non-stop. By the way, you too can calculate your approximate pension by opening any pension calculator on Google. And my point is that none of this is much fun. And I want to make my life as good as it can be. I want to make the most of this life and build the capital that's going to secure my future. Whether it will work out or not is another question. But the main thing is that if you don't try to do it, you certainly won't succeed. In 2021, I managed to multiply my capital more than 20 times. In the current bull market, I will try to make no less impressive figures. And no USDT scam will make me stop earning on cryptocurrency. So don't be afraid of depeg or scam USDT. This is life, anything can happen. But it is possible to protect yourself, and now I will tell you how to act if all these bad things happened. I think you have already started to realize what will happen to the cryptocurrency market if the depeg USDT happens. So let's now look at all the options of possible developments and what our actions will be in such an apocalypse. And so, let's imagine that today we woke up, opened our exchange and saw that USDT lost its peg to the dollar. And we are the lucky holders of this coin. Let's say the price of USDT is now 90 cents or even 80 cents. What are our options for further action? We have a limited number of them, of course. The first option is to do nothing, calm down and continue to hold the coin. Wait for the price rate to return. In this case, if USDT is really scam, we will lose everything. If it returns to $1, we will lose nothing but our nerves. The second option is to withdraw USDT through the exchanger and fix the losses, because we will sell at an undervalued price. This is what I did in March 2023, then I fixed about 10% of the loss. The third option is to exchange USDT for another stable coin. In this case, we will sell USDT, which has fallen in value, and buy a coin which, for the reasons we discussed at the beginning of the video, of course will increase in value. In this case, we will lose part of our deposit. The fourth option is to exchange USDT not for stablecoin but for Bitcoin or other altcoins. In this case, we again lose some money on the fall of USDT and lose on the expected growth of Bitcoin during this period of time. Now let's discuss the riskiest, most interesting and counterintuitive option. The fifth option is to sell other stablecoins and buy USDT. It turns out that we will sell up-priced stablecoins and buy cheaper USDT, in the hope that the exchange rate will recover soon and we will earn money. The last sixth option is to exchange Bitcoins and altcoins for USDT, also betting that the USDT exchange rate will further recover. Which option out of these six to choose depends on what we believe in more, what we assume after the USDT will finally close and scam, or the price will return to $1. It is also important to realize that no one knows the exact answer, but I will give you some of my arguments and assumptions so that you can decide for yourself and at least exclude those options that seem to you the least logical. Let's analyze what speaks in favor of the USDT collapse and what speaks against it. To do this, we will need to compare USDC, which has regained its peg to the dollar from the coins that have collapsed permanently. Capitalization? Probably not, because the capitalization of the USDC is now $25 billion, while the capitalization of Luna, which collapsed, was tentatively $20 billion. It's not that big of a difference. It's probably not about capitalization. Capitalization can influence, but most likely partially. The popularity of the coin? Also no. At times, Luna volumes were higher than USDC volumes. That is, Luna was traded more often. But then what is it? What's the reason? It's all about collateral. What is behind a particular coin is the most important component. The USDC, like the USDT, is backed by US bonds, while all other stable coins are backed by tokens or other cryptocurrencies that are volatile. So in fact, USDC and USDT are a friend and brew for the US because their coins expand the scale of the dollar. The other coins, however, should be viewed as private companies that have simply launched their own dollar and are making money off of it. And by the way, stablecoins are a very profitable business story. Naturally, it is not favorable for the USA to have someone printing a buck instead of them, because it is an object of power. It is a monopoly. Therefore, there is no point in saving other stable coins, and if they collapse, it is even good, because more money will enter USDT or USDC, and therefore more money will enter US bonds. What does this mean? It means that the US will thus be able to lend more and spread its dollar system wider. The capitalization of the USDT now stands at $95 billion. By comparison, the share of US oil companies is $463 billion. This is the amount for which wars are sponsored and serious geopolitics are conducted. Whether then the capitalization of $95 billion is a lot or a little, you decide for yourself. Based on that, I can assume that USDT and USDC are an important item for the US. 100% it's not the most important thing to the US government, but at the very least these coins expand the markets significantly and strongly. And so I don't think the USDT and USDC can completely collapse and fall to zero. And at the time of recording this video, I keep 100% of my deposit in USDT. Maybe in the future I will adjust that stake a little bit and move 20% into USDC, which are backed by the same. This will be done simply for risk diversification, but I will definitely not buy any other stablecoins. That said, however, there is still some possibility, and it is a very real possibility, that due to manipulation by a major player in the market, the USDT may well catch depeg temporarily. It may briefly lose its peg to the dollar, but then it will surely recover. As you already know from the previous examples, for a manipulator short-term unbinding of stablecoin from the dollar is very profitable if you know that the rate will definitely come back. Therefore, the most logical option is to buy USDT for stablecoins and cryptocurrency at the moment of decoupling from the dollar in order to make money, not to lose money. However, if you don't want to risk these assets, the safer option would be to just hold USDT and wait for it to recover. That's all I'm saying based on logic. Of course, I may not know something or this logical basis is simply wrong, but even if it is not wrong, but correct, will I have the confidence and composure to do just that at the moment of depeg? That's another question, and even for myself I can't fully vouch for that. So to summarize, I believe that in the context of at least the next 2 years, when we are expected to have a bull market, USDT is too big to finally fall. In my world picture, there can be no such thoughts at this time that USDT will fall, and consequently it will not cause a total collapse and destruction of the cryptocurrency market, because at this time there is no substitute for what cryptocurrencies will be traded against in the future. Based on this, USDT is the safest stable coin for me at this moment in time. That's why today's video was from the category of an airplane safety manual. I hope nothing bad ever happens to USDT. Rewatch this video, take notes, write a comment if you like this video, start investing in cryptocurrency and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Crypto Street Wolf was with you. Bye everyone.